Okay, I'm gonna talk a little bit about supply for sketching. Um, First is sketchbooks. Mainly, I want to emphasize is that we're gonna be doing some pen and wash or just watercolor, pencil and watercolor. So you want to bring sketchbooks that has a decent amount of weight. This particular one is a 93-pound paperweight. So when you put some color on the paper, it stays reasonably in a good shape rather than getting too wet and then lose the shape. So you want to bring the sketchbook that has at least 90-pound paperweight. This is 93, and this particular one is made with watercolor paper, 140 pounds, so much thicker paper. It's actually watercolor paper. So you can do all kinds of washes and paper will stay nice and flat. My favorite one is this brand, Strathmore Visual Journal Watercolor 140 pound. This comes in several, I think at least 2 different sizes. This is a smaller one. It comes in a much bigger size also. I think it's, yeah, this is a bigger size. So this is almost like a little bit smaller than a quarter sheet. And it's a very high quality watercolor paper. So this is good. I also like Cheap Joe's watercolor journal. This is also made with 140-pound watercolor paper. And it's made of cold pressed paper, so it doesn't have the kind of roughness that I like in my watercolor paper. So I do bind my own watercolor sketchbook with my own paper. This is a 140-pound rough paper, and then I just invested in book binding machine and bind it myself. So I'll probably bring some of these with me. Type of field sketching palette you can purchase. This is probably the biggest one that I have, and this is probably the smallest outdoor palette that I have. You do need some mixing area, so make sure your palette has some amount of mixing area. Okay, so next is brushes. Now you can just bring regular brush that you use for your regular painting, but I like to keep everything really small, so I use travel brushes, and those are just the travel brushes that made for outdoor use, and they come in those caps, and then you put them together, and then you have a normal length of the paintbrush, and those are much more convenient for transportation, and you don't have to worry about putting the brush in your bag and then just get the tip of the brush bent. So you don't have to have these kind. You can just bring a regular kind, but I will be bringing those travel brushes. And again, I have several different sizes for the softer brush and several different size stiffer brush. I also have water brush, and this is just a nylon brush, and it has a water reserve at the bottom. So the idea is that you don't have to have a separate water container or water bucket. You can just rub on squeeze some water and then rub on it, and then we have a pigment here. I normally carry at least one of these in case that I forget to bring water, just for the emergency, because these brushes are not as good as the regular brushes. So, but some people like to use these. And folding chair. The folding chair is important because when we are sketching, we'll be sketching on your lap, right? Because you know, who wants to paint standing? I don't. So I like to have portable chair with me when I go sketching, so I can just pick a location that I like, and not so worry about not finding a bench or place that I can sit down. So these portable chairs, this is a Yolefe. This is a very inexpensive folding chair. It's a little bit low, so you get really close to the ground, but it's just a little bit harder to get up. But this brand is much more comfortable than many other type of the same kind. Don't worry about that. So this is one folding chair, and this is only, I think it's only like a $19. I purchased from Amazon. Good chair, and it only weighs about 2 pounds, so very, very easy to carry. Like if you can just carry on your shoulder, I don't even feel the weight. It's very lightweight. Another lightweight folding chair is a walk stool. This is a little more expensive. I think the cheapest one is like $40, but this is also a great chair for outdoor sketching. And when it's folded, it's even smaller than this one, because this is a telescope type, and it extends, the legs extend. And the advantage of this one over the other one is that you can sit very high. So like if you have like a knee issues and you have trouble getting up from the low chair, this is very much close to the regular chair in terms of the height. So you have no problem getting up and down. And this is also quite comfortable. The only thing I don't like is the price. It's a little bit pricey. So when you want to carry this, you just make it short. And again, this one's also very, very lightweight, less than 2 pounds. So this is small enough to just put in your backpack, or you just carry it. And again, I don't feel the weight at all, so it's really lightweight. The next is a water container. I have this type of collapsible water container. This holds about a cup of water, and then it's just really convenient. You can also use this cloth type water color container, but I think you should have the collapsible one, so it will not take too much space in your bag. So I have this travel palette, collapsible container, water container. spray mist, sketchbook, and everything. My paintbrush, everything should all fit in this bag. Pencil and pen. Again, I'll be bringing some mechanical pencil. The kind that I like to use is 0.9 millimeter lead with a 2B or even 4B pencil lead. I don't like to use regular pencil that I have to sharpen. I will also be bringing some of the other sketching materials such as graphite, art graph, crayons. If you want to bring other materials rather than watercolor to sketch, you're welcome to do so. Just bring whatever you want to use. Also, I'm going to be bringing some pens. And for those who registered as a painter, I'll be providing you with blendable pen and also a permanent pen. And the difference is, permanent pen, you draw some lines, and this is pen and wash. The lines are permanent, so you do the pen drawing, and then you put some watercolor on the top, and then the lines that you made with the permanent pen is part of your painting. So it's I like to use that often when I'm sketching. It's just a fun way to do the sketching. And I also use blendable pen, and this is a blendable pen, and I do some pen and shading, and then I just go over it with the paintbrush, the water, and blend the pen ink. You can blend the pen ink, and then you can do very interesting monochromatic painting to create some difference in a tone. So I will provide you with the permanent pen and a blendable pen if you're a painter. So I think I pretty much covered everything I'm gonna need for sketching. And then again, you should bring some kind of hat to keep your eyes from direct sunlight. It's very important. Thank you so much. I look forward to sketching with you in Italy.